Hi everyone, and welcome back to RNXL, your go-to space for simplified, high-yield nursing content. In today's video, we're breaking down everything you need to know about nursing legal and ethical responsibilities, from HIPAA to malpractice, informed consent, AMA, and more. Whether you're prepping for the NCLEX or brushing up for clinical practice, this is a topic that can be tricky but so important to master. Let's start with HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. This federal law protects patients' health information and ensures confidentiality. Under HIPAA, PHI, or protected health information includes anything that can identify a patient. Names, addresses, social security numbers, medical records, and even voice recordings or photos. Common violations: talking about patients in public areas, leaving charts open, texting patient info without encryption, or accessing records for curiosity's sake. If you don't need it to do your job, don't look at it. Remember, only share info on a need-to-know basis. Next, let's talk ethics, the foundation of nursing practice. Autonomy, respecting the patient's right to make their own decisions. Beneficence, doing good for the patient. Non-maleficence, do no harm. Justice, fair and equal treatment. Fidelity, keeping your promises and commitments. Veracity, always tell the truth, even when it's difficult. Ethical dilemmas happen often, like when a patient refuses treatment, or when family wishes don't align with the DNR. That's where your critical thinking and nursing values come into play. Now let's look at some legal terms that show up in both practice and NCLEX questions. Negligence is failing to provide the standard of care, even unintentionally. Malpractice is negligence by a professional, like giving the wrong dose and causing harm. Assault is threatening to touch a patient without consent. Battery is actually doing it, like starting an IV when the patient refused. False imprisonment happens when you restrain a patient without justification. Defamation is harming someone's reputation. Slander is spoken. Libel is written. Let's cover informed consent. Patients must understand the risks, benefits, and alternatives to any procedure before it's done. It must be given voluntarily, and they must be competent. Nurses often witness the signature but don't obtain the actual consent. That's the provider's job. For AMA, against medical advice, if a patient decides to leave, we can't force them to stay unless they're a danger to themselves or others. Document everything: what you taught, what they refused, and any risks explained. Advanced directives include living wills, what treatments a patient does or doesn't want at end of life. Durable power of attorney, POA. Someone chosen to make medical decisions if the patient can't. Code status, full code versus DNR. The Patient Self-Determination Act, PSDA, requires hospitals to ask if patients have an advance directive upon admission. All of this ties into your daily practice and the NCLEX. You'll need to know when to report a HIPAA breach, what's considered ethical versus unethical behavior, what to do when you suspect child or elder abuse. Mandatory reporting laws vary by state, but nurses are always mandated reporters. Example: NCLEX style scenario. A patient tells you they want to leave AMA after a hip surgery. They're alert and oriented. Do you A, call security, B, restrain them, C, notify the provider and complete AMA paperwork, D, refuse to let them go? Correct answer: C. Your job is to inform the provider, educate the patient, and document, not to force them to stay. These topics aren't just exam material. They're essential to being a safe, competent nurse. Know your legal limits, protect your license, and always advocate for your patient's rights. If you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more nursing content made simple, and comment below with any questions or topics you'd like us to cover next. Want me to turn this into a downloadable handout, slide deck, or animated video script? Let me know.